going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Justmisslee experience. Welcome to another show where it's going to be an experience.
Tyrell. Pick the topic, any topic, we prepared, we ain't scared, we discuss it. We be talking sex, lies, yeah, whatever. My homie JT, D&B Sports Center. Miss Lee bringing guest after guest after guest. And we can we demand our respect. Check out the check, yeah, we eat. This ain't a podcast, this is the life that we lead. From relationships, politics, you hear it all here. Got stilettos and combos and fashion right here. If you wanna throw the lead, hit a right quick. Or you can download on iTunes, you know she that. Got the show on YouTube and all, man, I swear she the My homie T-Wade with up, know we up in this bitch. Feeling champagne, celebrating this year. The next year, after next year, after next year, after next year, after next year, for the Justmisslee experience. Whoa.
What's up, peoples? What's up, peoples? It's your girl, Justmisslee. Welcome to another episode of the Justmisslee Experience. I am here live and living radio color. And I hope you guys are enjoying your Friday. I am making it, y'all. I need y'all to keep me lifted and praying, honey. It has been a little bit of a rough day for me. Well, rough 24 to 48 hours. Taking meds and all kinds of stuff. It's a little rough. So I apologize if I don't sound my sexy self. But I'm here. I wish, when you take various medicine, like you really know and understand the side effects and things of that nature. But I guess everybody is different. So, I've been, I'm here. We have a dope show for you tonight. We are talking about sticks and stones tonight as a topic. And I am, wanting to give all of you some wisdom that I have on the words you say and how they can affect you, and the energy you put out in the system and how it can affect you, and how we can be more mindful of the words that we say, especially in 2017. Emotions are on 100 a lot of times with all of the things that's going on in politics, all of the things that's going on in families and communities, and it's just a lot going on. And I think sometimes we let our emotions get the best of us and we say things that we really might not mean. So that is tonight's topic, and I would love to hear your point of view on the topic. So feel free to call in and press number 1, and I'll bring you on. The number is 347-934-0949. Also tonight, you will be able to enjoy a exclusive interview with Dr. Heavenly. I had the pleasure of talking with her again yesterday, and she wasn't able to be live on the show, but we rocked it out and did a wonderful interview with her. So you'll be able to hear her, and in the conversation that we had, and talking about Married to Medicine and her dentistry and her books and her radio show and all of the things that's going on in Dr. Heavenly Land. So can't wait for you guys to hear that wonderful interview in a little while. JT is going to be joining us as well with some sports news updates. The NCAA brackets are going crazy. A lot of stuff is going on in the off season in the NFL. Basketball season is off the charts with Westbrook and just so much going on in the world of sports. So he will be joining us as well later on in the show. T will not be hanging out with us, I don't think. He's doing some things with fam, So, it's going to be me hanging out with you guys tonight. Be sure to connect with me on social media. Go ahead and like me on Facebook by searching for Miss Lee, as well as Twitter. Go ahead and follow me there. It's Justmisslee. I'm sorry, Justmisslee. And on Instagram, it's Justmisslee. And I'll be able to read your tweets, read your comments, all of that wonderful stuff. So, let's dive into this topic. I know we've all had a situation where we've said something or have had something said to us and it hurt our feelings, or it didn't sit well with us, or it resonated with you that it made you question who you are as a person or the actions that you have, and it just made you really have some soul searching. And it's very disappointing at times that sometimes the words that you might hear, might come from family, or it might come from a friend, or it might come from a spouse or someone that you're in a relationship with. And, out of anger, out of emotions, you say something, or that person says something to you that causes you to go from 0 to 100. And I think it's a natural human reaction to respond in a way that might be outside of your character, but sometimes your emotions drive the things that you say, And it's crazy that you can be having a dialogue with someone and that conversation can go from 0 to left, or someone might be holding something in that they've been wanting to say to you, but they haven't had the opportunity to actually say it. So they sit you down and want to have this, this honest and open conversation with you, and you're kind of on the defense, or you're kind of unsure because you don't know what this person's going to say. You don't know, how long it's been marinating or resonating with this individual. And they want to get it out and want to be open and honest with you. So how do you react? How do you respond? How do you receive the information? How do you take it out of love and not take it out of malice or jealousy or hate or confusion? And I want to give you guys some tips on how to do that today. And I also want you to think about as well, what have been some things that you said to someone that you wish you could take back, or you wish you could have rephrased it differently so that it didn't hurt that person's feelings. And it's the topic in Sticks and Stones may break your bones, but your words will always hurt me or never hurt you, whatever variation of it that you want to say, because the reality is sometimes physical pain or a fight or throwing something against the wall or having something thrown at you, or getting in the ring and blowing off some steam and getting it out is a natural physical response that we might have when it comes to fighting or getting out that emotion of what someone has said or what someone has did to you. And it's natural to want to release it because it has to come out, okay? and it has to, but you have to know your limits. You have to know your stress, your pressure points, and you need to know your response and how you handle things. But I'm going to be the one to say this. Physical pain means nothing to me. It's what's said and the tone that it's said, that causes me the most damage. Some people are different. You can talk about someone's mama, you can talk about someone's daddy, you can talk about their dog or their baby, and they don't care, but once you put your hands in their face, or when you provoke them in a physical way, or threaten to put your hands on them, they kind of go left. You know what I'm saying? And that's their provoking. But not everybody's that way. It is really very interesting when you are in a situation with someone and they are the kind of person that likes physical. Like if you touch them, it's a problem. And you're the person that's the opposite, where if you say something, that's the problem. And then two of you go at it in a way where you're just throwing blows verbally and physically. And then you see how strained the relationship can get. It's important to be mindful of that and your responses and what really bothers you, because everybody is different. But no matter what way of disrespect or harm or hurt comes at you, be it verbally or physically, the one thing you can never erase is what someone says to you. For the moment, it might affect you in like a 0 to 5 second, response. But after that response is over, you might feel like you've released the stress by fighting or punching or pushing or shaking or whatever you want to do. Those words are going to always resonate. You're going to always remember what that person said, and that is because the power of your tongue is detrimental to emotional drivers. It is. It's in the Bible. Like what you say, it's like you can curse people with your tongue. You can wish harm and death, and you have to be mindful of the things you say. And I think being aware and being mindful is the best way to have healthy conversations and work on healthy communication skills. It is. Because, sit back and think about, was there a time where someone said something to you and you might have fought that person, but you went home or you thought about it the next day, and those words that they said still bothered you. They still impacted you. Even if you talk about children and the things that they hear, the teasing, the bullying, all of those horrible things that they might be exposed to, and how it impacts them later on in life. That's all the power of words. That's what it is, man. And I think as adults raising children, as adults mentoring children, as building strained relationships with people, it's so important to have this conversation and have this dialogue. And that is why tonight's topic is so important. And I hope you think so too. So I want to know, what are some things that people have said to you and how it's impacted you. So I want to hear your thoughts, want to hear your comments. We got a lot to experience today on the Misslee Experience. Phone lines are open. 347-934-0949 is the number. And we'll be back. Here's a little mint condition, If You Love Me, here on the Misslee Experience.
Words of love that I need to hear to let me know you do. Through the night, I dry my eyes. For now, I have learned. Lonely tears, they fall the same. When love is not returned, love is not returned. If you really love me, just say it do. Why don't you show me how much you love me? If you love me, always be with me. If you love me, I can say it too. Why don't you show me, show me how much you do love me,
Mid condition, if you love me, it's the Justmisslee experience. We are talking about sticks and stones and the words you say and how it impacts you and other people around you. I saw this interesting quote that was written by Louis C.K., who wrote The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. And when I read it a little while ago, it really resonated with me because, a lot of things you think you say, you don't think it causes as much harm, or you try to validate and justify what you said. But this is one of his quotes. When a person tells you that you hurt them, you don't get to decide that you didn't. Have you ever had a situation where you said something and they're telling you that they're hurt? You're trying to defend what you said and why you said it, but it still takes apart the fact that you were hurt by what they said. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's just crazy to me. Like, if someone says something to you, or if you said something to them that was hurtful, you can't justify what you said and tell them, or have someone tell you that you shouldn't be hurt by what I said. Because all you're doing is saying that my feelings aren't valid, and I shouldn't feel the way that I feel because of what you say. And that's just not cool. It's just not cool. What's very important about being mindful of the words that you say is you really have to sometimes pause before you respond. And you have to allow that person to be okay with feeling how they feel, and you have to be empathetic in the things that you say, and you just can't ignore the fact that something was said that shouldn't have been said. And that isn't any form of the relationship that you might have. I mentioned before I played the song that, a little bit about children and the things you might say to kids and how it impacts that child growing into a teenager and growing into an adult. Because a lot of people are out here wandering around still feeling the fact of feeling the pain that they heard or the things that were said to them when they were younger. There's kids out here, boys and girls, who might have been told by their parents and their grandparents or their aunts or uncles, you're never going to be anything. You're never going to amount to anything. You're never going to be successful. You're not smart enough to be what you want to be. You're never going to make it in college, or even you're not mother material, you're not father material, or you're going to end up on the street, you're going to end up in jail, and you're not going to be a good person when you get older, sometimes someone can hear the negative, a child can hear that negative and prove that person wrong, but the reality is they don't want to live their life proving people wrong. I know I wouldn't want to live my life proving somebody wrong. Like, I want to live my life the way that I want to live it. I don't want to keep you in the forefront of my mind, and everything that I do is to shut you up and prove you wrong. Like, that's just not cool. And think about you talking so bad about that young person, that little person at a young age, and speaking harm over their success and speaking harm and failure over their life. How is that going to really impact them? You know what I'm saying? And I sit and I think about these stories and of different celebrities, and it was funny. JT and he called me yesterday actually, and was talking about the movie Surviving Compton with Michelle A. and the whole relationship with Dr. Dre. And he was like, I can't believe, her grandmother was like, it's okay to let him hit you. That's just what men do, and that's just the way that it is, and you need to just deal with it, or, in that form of the word. And it's like, yeah, she grew up thinking that was okay, but it still was eating a piece of her, because she felt that that's the best way to keep a man happy, and you need to allow him to get his energy out, because you're not worth more than not being hit. You know what I'm saying? And to think about how many people are now adults living in this lifestyle where they were told that this is how it is, and you're never going to be anything because this is how it is. Or when people hold their emotions in because they're afraid of how it's going to be perceived, because they were told, hey, suck it up, it's all good, you're a woman, you're not going to be successful. Like, that's just not cool. It's just not cool. So for our little kids out there, if you're a mom, a dad, an uncle, an aunt, a guardian, a caregiver, watch what you say around your children. Be encouraging to these little people, these little people of habit, and these little personality drivers, and these little inspirational forces of DNA. Be mindful. Encourage them. Allow them to be great. Show them that they can accomplish anything that their heart desires, because they really can. They really can. And who are you to tell them that they can't? Who are you to tell them that they're not smart? Who are you to tell them that because they're female they can't make more money, or that because they're black they can't be a professional person, or they're or even saying something along the lines of, you're going to play basketball because you're a black boy or a black girl. No, you could be anything. You're just as smart. Your mind can be stretched in so many areas that can elevate your success and your greatness and your soul to so many different things. And speaking of our little kids, our little people, it's also important to teach them not to bully. Teach them to love their friends and their classmates. And just because someone might be different, don't say hateful things to them. If someone has autism, or someone has vitiligo in their class, or if someone is battling cancer, or someone might have Down syndrome or cerebral palsy, or, all these various setbacks that was handed to them in the hand that they were dealt. Teach them to love their classmates and to support their classmates and to praise their classmates and not bully physically or emotionally or mentally. Because it not only shows a level of maturity, a level of respect, and kids need to understand the things that they say, even just teasing around saying, because kids will say, oh, you're stupid, or you're dumb, or you're ugly. Those things impact kids, their classmates. They grow up thinking that. They have this hate and this fear, and they don't want to go to school because they've been bullied or they've been picked on. In a perfect world, we can't teach, we can't save all kids, because there's always, there's someone in the classroom that's not raised with the same values, and that's fine. But through it all, as people, we need to respect each other. We need to respect each other. Kids can't say things that are hurtful, and they don't understand. And if they see you mocking someone because of their vitiligo, or they're too short, or they're a little chunkier than the next one, they're going to take that back and feed off of it. So it's so important that we don't do that. We can't do that, people. We got to do better for our kids, because they grow up being like that as adults. And we're probably, as adults, shaped by what we heard growing up. I know I was told a lot of things growing up. And I've shared my story here on the show. If you haven't heard me share my various experiences, growing up and, having a period of time where I was the only black girl or in a classroom, and being picked on because of my hair texture, or being picked on because I was brown or black or wore glasses, and was told that I was ugly, and was told that I'm never gonna have a man, and I'm gonna just be this career girl, and I'm not gonna accomplish any family. Those things impacted me, but I had to grow and understand that God made me beautiful, and God made me to be successful. He made me how He saw me, and I have a purpose. And if we teach our young people at a young age that they are purposeful, they are important, they are lovely, they are gifted, they were designed by God and not by man, they will always understand that the words that people say to them don't impact them in a negative way. They'll respond to that not by fighting, but by praying for that person. And that person that they pray for will reap the benefit of that prayer. They'll understand it. It's all about the things you say, man. It's the things you say. Intimacy experience. We're having an experience tonight. I'm going to hit you guys with one of my favorite songs by Justmisslee. And it's a little play on the things you say, but the things you do as well. Nia was featured on the track. And then when we come back from Justmisslee, we're going to jump right into the Dr. Heavenly interview. So get ready for the conversation. Get ready for the experience. Again, it's the Miss Experience. Here's Justmisslee, followed by the interview with me and Dr. Heavenly from Married to Medicine.
Say it with your actions. Saying those words to me doesn't mean anything. I don't wanna hear them. Maybe you could keep those three. You might as well not even speak. Many different times before, you were almost out the door. Then you'd say it and I'd forget everything. seems to be slow. Saying that you ain't enough. Many different times before, you were almost out the door. When you say it, then I'd forgive everything. Well, I'm sorry to report that ain't working anymore. Now I need to see if that's really what you mean. No more, I'm sorry. I love you. I need proof. Baby boy, it's all in what you do. I love you, baby. If it's true, baby boy, it's all in what you do.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Justmisslee experience. Welcome back to the show. I am so excited to welcome back to my show. This lady, she is a mother. She is a dentist. She's one of the leading dentists in Atlanta. She's an author. She's a inspirational speaker. She is running businesses and making things happen for those that she interacts with. Not only, there's so much that she has going on. She's also one of the leading stars on Bravo's reality show, Married to Medicine. And she is a radio personality as well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome to the show, Dr. Heavenly Times. Hey. Welcome,
Hey,
Dr. Heavenly.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. Praise the Lord.
Amen. Won't he do it, honey? We getting over this hump.
I know that's right.
It is such a pleasure to have you back on my show. You know, I made some changes from stilettos and combos. Now it's an experience, the Justmisslee experience, and I was like, I have to have Dr. Heavenly back to bless us with her wisdom and her gift of the tongue and all of that. So I'm so happy to talk to you again.
Well, I mean, it's needed in the world. I mean, my wisdom is needed, and it's my obligation to give everybody the information, you know.
Absolutely. So we just finished up season 4 of Married to Medicine, and
yes,
this is your 3rd season on Married to Medicine.
It's my 4th season.
Fourth season. So in the transitions of seasons, how have you evolved? But I know how you evolved, but what have you been reflective on yourself?
You know what? Always just trying to be the best me I can be. I think that everybody should be, you know, and I'm willing to own my mistakes and my flaws because I think we all have them. But I just want to be the best person I can be, and I want to surround myself around good people that make me better.
Yeah. And I will say this season, I fell in love with you even more this season. You've always been real. You've always said what was on your mind. You call it like you see it. No BS, straight, no chaser. Look, this is what it is. I'm saying it out of love. You might not like me today, but you're going to love me tomorrow. And it was so refreshing to see
And if you don't love me
evolve.
tomorrow, I still got my man, so it really don't matter.
Right. I know that's right. You know, it was so refreshing to see you evolve and own up to you know, and apologize and you know, work on, you know, Heavenly and kind of put little Kim to the side. You know, you still working on little Kim.
Yeah, little Kim, she try to come out every once in a while, but I got to keep her on lock. I got to keep her right. But I think, you know, they put me in positions for little Kim to have to come, you know? It would only be right.
Yeah, and she's needed, you know, to just touch the air every now and then go back in hibernation.
I think so. I really do.
Yes, and it, you know, what was very sad, and I can tell in the reunion, you know, a lot came out, and you know, and it's crazy, like, you know, a lot of people don't realize the reunion airs after you guys gone through everything, and sometimes you rehash what you've been through, and relationships might have been mended, might have been talked through, and then again, it might not have, but, you know, it was very, it kind of hurt me to see you and Lisa Nicole, like, y'all relationship went through so much over these seasons. So where is it now?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I haven't talked to her since the reunion, which is sad because we actually were really good friends. But I've learned one thing. You can't tell people about their man. I don't care if they wrong.
Right.
They're going to go back with their man. They're going to stop speaking to your ass, even if he lying to you on TV. And you trying to keep her from looking like a damn fool, that's okay. Let her look like a fool. Don't go against the man, because she going to be with her man, okay? I learned that, and I was just trying to be a friend.
And you know, it's one of those things, and I know you encounter this with a lot of people that you give counseling and advice to. You know, people learn on their own time, and I just know that, I feel like she's going to realize the how you've been trying to help her, because watching this season, I just feel so bad for her. I was like,
I
did look so alone.
Too.
It was just sad. Y'all was
thing is initially, I thought it was funny because I didn't really think she was going through all of that, because we don't see the TV show until it comes on. And then when I saw it, I was kind of mad, like, why is she allowing this to happen? And then after that, I kind of felt sorry for her, but then I was like, you know what? I don't even care, because if she going to do this to me, then, you know, she get what she get. I don't care.
Especially when she started messing with your money. Okay, you don't mess with the household and the money.
I'm glad you actually watched the show, because so many people interview me and they don't know that. You don't play with my man, and you dang sure don't play with my money. That'll end our friendship real quick. And I can't really go back from that, because I can't trust you no more.
Right, because your business is your brand, and that is who you represent, how you're represented, and how people perceive you. So when you're trying to do something collectively to make things happen, and then there's like shadiness and things happening under the table, no communication, it just really shows a lot about your character. And it's like you said, it's hard to trust people in general. Like, you got to keep your business together.
And it said a lot when the whole cast went to my event and didn't go to hers. I mean, everybody knew what was going on, you know? And I honestly, I didn't want her to look bad still.
Right. Yeah. But I would have loved to have been at yours, you know, because it looked it was very entertaining. And I was like, when you said I get on my knees and pray, I said, oh, Jesus.
I do get on my knees, girl. I be on my knees and get up.
I know that's right. So, you know, since the last time we talked, you had your first book out, and you were doing some changes, and we saw your changes on the show. You lost weight. You have a Get the Body You Want book out, so you're motivated and inspiring, you know, those out there to be healthy and do wonderful things with their health and nutrition, which also feeds into your dental care, because all of that is all in one accord. So tell us about your transition in losing weight and learning to love you more with this new skin that you're in.
Well, you know, my husband never really told me I was fat, and I was kind of mad at him because he always made me feel beautiful. Not that I wasn't beautiful when I was 70 pounds heavier, but I just did it for health reasons. And my whole thing is like, you want to be the best you can be. I know I will never be perfect. My spirit is perfect, but I never will be. But I could try. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, I trust a little bit, but I'm working on that, Jesus. God gonna help me with that.
You know,
but sometimes it needs a curse word, right?
I was about to say the same. Sometimes you gotta just let it out because it just, eloquently describes the moment that you need. Some adjectives.
I don't think it's ladylike, though. I really don't. I don't think it's ladylike.
Yeah. Yeah. But as long as you know you a work in progress.
I think I'm okay.
This is true. This is true. So, I definitely, I was looking at your updated website and all the wonderful things you have on there, and I know I have to get this T-shirt waiting on my Boaz, not your ass.
That's
and
right.
I just love that. I love it.
I'm doing a new T-shirt called "Saying Your Mama." It's beautiful.
Yes.
It's got to be your mama real big. And then it's going to be
it's
beautiful. Because I will talk about your mama.
Yes, you will. We know that. Yes, you will.
I'm glad I get to come out. I really check you out, don't I just with everybody. People say they want to be mad with me, but they can't be mad because I just make them laugh.
Right, and we know it's coming from a wonderful place, and your heart doesn't come across as malice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell somebody who's just bad spirited and just, I need to just pray, have my holy water, some sage, and kind of walk around you. And you know what I'm saying? But that's a good thing that people can't be mad at you. You don't want people angry. And I think throughout your relationships with all of the ladies on the show, I think they've seen that they can't be mad at you. They might not like ways, and you're not gonna like the ways of everybody. You're just gonna, hey, that's just how she is. We all are work in progress, and we're gonna move forward. And I think that's the important thing. And I'm glad that y'all tried to portray that on this season of Married to Medicine.
Right.
So you and Dr. Jackie have a radio show. So tell us about that.
Yes,
I'm
we do. It's called Open and Honest. Open and Honest with Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie. And basically, we talk about everything. We talk about relationships. Fitness is Jackie's thing. I talk about, heaven help us when we answer relationship questions, and we talk about current events. But I think we're so opposite until it actually works really well.
Yes. Yeah, because
she's going to give you the clinical aspect of everything, and I'm going to give you the real.
Right. Right. And it was, with Dr. Jackie, and you guys, I could tell, like, you guys blend well, just because of your approaches, like you said. And it was good this season, too, to see her emotional side and her battles and her struggles, and, her doing wonderful things to create awareness for breast cancer and partnering with you guys and making things happen. And, for you two to come together, she is very clinical.
Really watch it. Yeah, it's so good. I've done so many interviews, and you could tell the people don't watch the show. You know what I mean? By the questions they ask.
And that's a waste. You just be looking at them like, really, though? Nah, you got to know. You got to do your homework. And I watched the show, and I picked up on the show later on. I picked up, like, season 2, season 3, and I was like, okay. And then I was just hooked from there. But hey,
it's difficult to put your life out there. So the ladies, understand that everybody goes through the same things. They go through financial problems. They go through marital problems with your relationship with your friends, everything. And we just put it out there, So I think it's something to be said about that. And we're all actually married. We all actually have kids. We're all actually doctors or married to them. So, we're just trying to make it just like everybody else. And I think that sometimes when you're a doctor, people don't think you're human. And we're human just like everybody else. We get mad just like everybody else. We cuss. Sometimes we yell. Yeah. But I think that's human,
It is. It is. And it's good on the show to see the relationship with you and Alara. You guys are. She is your mini me. And
she is. I need to beat her.
She is, but it's good that and it's difficult sometimes with mothers and daughters, to grow, be close, be honest, be open, not be afraid to say things. But Alara, no, you was giving her, asking her questions what a lady side is, and you like, well, what do you think? And she
that she feels comfortable with me enough to tell me the truth, And she's got an old spirit. It's like sometimes I forget she's a little girl and she's 11 years old because she's so wise,
Yes. Yes, yes, she is, and it shows. It shows, and we've seen her grow in the seasons too. And kind of evolve, and and even the dynamic and the relationship between you and hubby. And that's a good thing to see, because it's like today with African American families and seeing the family, the husband and wife stick together and support and have their battles and have their struggles. I think your show does a good job of portraying all of the good, bad, and ugly with the drama.
Right, but I have
and the
ugly. I know they don't film, but I have
yes.
I have a 15-year-old and a 19-year-old.
Yes,
Boy.
yes, and he's in college, right? Your oldest is in college.
Girl, you really?
And
girl, you know how many people don't know that? Girl, I love you. What's your name?
Girl, and that's a transition, that's an adjustment. Him in college, mom and the family on the show and popping in, popping out. It's a lot.
Right.
And the good thing is that your kids, they seem grounded. Like, all of the kids seem grounded. And I was glad that Andy asked you guys on the reunion, do the kids watch the show? Because some reality shows, the kids don't watch it and they're sheltered from it.
Mm-hmm.
So
my kids, they don't really
good.
watch it. My husband doesn't watch it.
No?
No. I think this is a good thing. He's not on social media. We don't have to relive nothing. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. This is true.
So, not that we have any bad things, but,
Right.
Go ahead, kids.
Yeah. Yes. So,
God is good.
Amen. Amen. So I have a question. In regards to relationship advice, I've been asking a lot of individuals, hey, Dr. Heavenly's coming on. What questions y'all have? I got a lot of questions that came into me. And, I don't know what's going on in 2017, but a lot of individuals are wanting to do this open marriage and, kind of step outside and bring others into the marriage. What advice would you give to someone, like, if they're thinking of stepping into that realm?
A relationship?
Like an open marriage. Like, a lot of people are starting this whole trend where they want to bring...
No, open marriage? No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Walking up on me like that. I would say don't do it, baby. I wouldn't start that. I wouldn't open those can of worms at all. Don't do it.
Yeah.
At all. I ain't with that. I'm old school, though.
Yeah. It's crazy because it seems like a lot of people are talking about it. When Monique came out with her husband and other people, it's like it's dangerous territory, and I think people should be fearful.
If you're gonna be married, be married. If you don't want to be married, then don't be married.
Right. This is true. Another question came through that the listeners wanted to know. How do you have the relationship with your spouse if you feel like you're doing more in the marriage than the other person without hurting their feelings and coming across combative?
I think everything is in communication and how you present yourself to people. I think if a man really loves you, he's going to work hard to be the man you need him to be, And if he's God-fearing, that's the first two things. You got to make sure that man really loves you, and you got to make sure he's God-fearing. Because without those two things, it's going to be very difficult for a relationship to work. But if there are those two things and you talk to him and communicate with him, don't disrespect him, don't emasculate him and stuff like that. But if you talk to him and he's a good man, he's going to make that change. If he loves you, he's going to make that change. I really do believe that.
Right. Yeah. And some people have to realize it's not going to happen overnight because you have to change your lifestyle. If someone has to hear what you're saying, listen to what you're saying, and then make the effort to make it better, and,
Not only that, as African American women, we know we have to uplift our husbands because they're not men in general, because the world is out there beating them up. You know what I mean? They get it from every which way. You might not realize it, but it's a time that the men really, really, really need good women to uplift them and, put them. I'm not saying the men have to give up their lives and not do what they're supposed to do, but I think this time women need to really, really, really uplift their men. This is a time where they really need it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. They struggling just like we struggling. They just struggling a little different, and they need it. You're absolutely right. They do. I'm telling you, Dr. Heavenly, I got a whole lot of questions that came through.
Okay.
Another question came through for those that are dating and they are trying to date godly and trying to build healthy relationships, but it seems like other, men out there aren't thinking in the same realm of dating. They just want to come over your house. What advice would you give to that single woman out there who is dating, but they're finding it difficult to find quality men to date?
Well, you know what? I heard somebody say, and I can't tell you who said it, but they say you have to train people on how to treat you. And I think that's very profound. You train them on how to treat you, because if you act a certain way, because a lot of these women are acting like hoes, you know what I mean? And they wonder why they get treated that way. So you have to train a man to treat you. He's not going to treat you but how you allow him to. And if he just want to go to bed and all that, that's the person you really don't want a relationship with, because if he really likes you, if he's really serious about a relationship, that won't be like that. It won't be like that unless you allow it to be. So he's not the right guy. And I think that the first things that people need to do before they start going out with these dudes is get all the questions asked up front. Right. So you don't get all into a relationship loving a person and then, find out he got 2 kids, or find out he's been with men before, or find out he's not a Christian or anything, Ask the questions from the beginning before you start going out with them. And that was the premise for my dating app, So you could ask the question before you saw the person, and you wouldn't feel uncomfortable not asking the question.
Right.
So
this is true. So
that's my whole
communication.
thing. I mean, I'm really trying to help people get together and have long-lasting relationships and stay together,
Yeah. Yeah, because you and hubby, 20-plus years?
20 years, but you can't complain on that, because that's hard work, and I think I'm an extraordinary woman. I'm just going to go and throw it out there. No, I'm just joking. But kind of, sort of. But I really think it's kind of easy because he's very passive, and I know that he's the man. And I think it's something to be said. If a man pays the bills, you can kind of respect him. If he ain't paying the bills, it's very difficult for a woman to respect a man, So my answer to that question would be, even if you're making more money than your husband, only live on his income. Therefore, he's paying the bills. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Allow him to be the man.
Right.
I think that's the only way for it to work. Allow him to be the man.
And that's another side of it too. Like, people look at the word being submissive in a bad way, but it's actually not a bad thing. And I think people make up their own definition to what it means to be submissive, because the reality is, I think your husband needs to be submissive to you too in different aspects. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes both ways.
Right. We submit to each other. That's biblical. But your man has to love you like Christ loved the church. That's a hell of a lot of love for it to work,
Yes. Yes. That ties into another question. I have 2 male co-hosts, and we battle all the time. And I'm like, look, y'all going to listen to me because I know what I'm talking about. I get that way. We had a conversation about the order of the house. And, and I'm like, look, if you look at the Bible, you look how God describes it, okay? It is, he is first, God is first, and then it's husband, wife, then children, right? And we had this conversation. That's not, okay, explain it to me.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
It's, of course, God is at the head of your house, right?
Right.
Then your husband.
Okay.
Then your wife is the head of the house, the children in the house. But the husband comes before the wife. I'm telling you, we equal. We're submissive. I mean, we submit to each other. But if it comes to a stalemate, that man got the final decision, in my opinion. Based on the Bible.
Okay.
Like, I've heard all those sermons about gender roles and all that, and
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, when you're married, you are as one. But there has to be a leader. You know why? Just like there has to be a leader in the free world. Now, do the free world leader have all the decisions and make all the decisions without the other people? No. but he gets the final
right.
say. You know, somebody got to.
Right.
But think,
and you know, you
like Christ does the church, he's going to do what's best for you and not what's best for
right.
yourself.
And you know, that does make sense, because now that I'm thinking about it, God gave Adam the keys to everything in the very beginning. And he said, you run this is you. And then the wife was made, well, Eve was made as his helpmate, his companion, you know, afterwards. So, yes, because, you know, and a lot of women struggle with that. They feel like, yeah, these are my kids and I run this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wait a minute. Like, you can't demasculate your man because you feel like because you take care of the house, you could tell your husband what to do. Like, that's just, the order is not there.
No.
You know, but
it's two parts to that story, because the society now has made it in such a way that the women had to be strong because of mass incarceration, because of, you know, everybody gay, everybody, you know, so the women had to take over.
Right.
And it's like a battle of the sexes, if you will, on who's going to be the leader. But if you want to go back to the Bible, the man is the leader.
Yeah. You know, I want my man to lead
but
me.
You can't
lead me all the way.
Fool lead you either. That's one thing you got to think about. You can't let no fool lead you either. So if you're a damn fool, I say don't marry.
Right, you know, because, because then that's a whole nother, you be leading into, you know, dead ends and you know, my grandma used to say, don't let fools lead you to drink water because you don't know what you're going to drink.
Right.
You know, but yeah.
Where the hell I'm going?
This is true. Oh, goodness. I love it. So you are you writing any more books? Are we going to be looking out for something new on the author
front?
My
latest book is the Business of Love. My latest book is the Business of Love. I just released that not too terribly long ago, and it's available on my website, drheavenly.com. And you can follow me on my social media, which is dr_heavenly for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Okay.
So we can get the book, get the T-shirts, get you know the mugs and all of that good stuff that you got going on.
Right, all that from my website.
Any book tours? Are you coming to the DMV? Are you traveling? Like, what are we going to be able to interact with you with some marriage counseling events and things of that nature this year?
I plan on being at the Essence Festival as always. Yes, I do plan on doing some more events, but you have to follow my website and as far as the dates and things like that, because I don't know them off my head. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff coming up.
Okay. Well, I hope to see you at Essence. You know, the Misslee Experience, we're looking to get some media passes, so we'll be in the building. So it'll be a pleasure to see you face to face and see you do your work, because I know a lot of the workshops and the sessions and things that they have, I know you would bring a lot of value to the conversation.
Yeah, that's good. But it's been my pleasure talking to you, darling. I know I got to go. I hate to rush you off, but
no, you're good. It's been... Yes, honey, I appreciate the time, and I can't wait for next season of Married to Medicine, and I'm definitely going to let everybody know how to connect with you, put the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of that stuff out there so that way they can connect and see what Dr. Heavenly Kinds is up to.
Yes, ma'am. Take care now, okay?
You too.
Bye-bye.
You have a good rest of your day. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. Heavenly Kinds, one of the breakout stars for Married to Medicine on Bravo. Season 4 is already wrapped up. You can catch it on demand, and all of the other seasons as well is also on BravoTV.com. So you can watch season 1, 2, 3, and 4. Definitely connect with Dr. Heavenly on social media and see what she has going on, her inspirational tweets, and all of that good stuff. And again, it's just this experience. We'll be back. Rufus, Shaka Khan, tell me something good. It's the Justmisslee experience. I hope you guys enjoyed the interview with Dr. Heavenly from Married to Medicine on Bravo TV. Definitely follow her on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. On Twitter, Dr._Heavenly, and on Instagram, Dr._Heavenly. Follow her, see what she has going on, and go to drheavenly.com to see all of her merchandise and read all of her blogs, her Q&A, and find out more information with the Open and Honest Show with Dr. Jackie, and show some love and support. If you did not know, if you're on your computer and you're seeing all the pictures going across, the Justmisslee Experience is an official media partner of the Scleroderma Foundation in the greater Washington, D.C. and Baltimore area. We will be having one of the communications chair on the show. The end of April, there is a Scleroderma walk happening in Columbia, Maryland, which I will be walking in. So more information is available on the Scleroderma website. So if you go to www.scleroderma.org, you'll be able to see all the information. You'll be able to see all the registration fees, how to create a team, how you can donate, how you can give money to raise awareness and to find a cure for scleroderma. So definitely check that out. But yes, the Justmisslee Experience is an official media partner for the Scleroderma Foundation. Tonight we're talking about the words you say, the things you say, how your tongue is a powerful weapon. I think your tongue is more powerful than a gun and a sword and a knife and a, you know what I'm saying? Because the things you say can affect you forever. And sometimes the things you say, the things that you might have heard, can, I mentioned talk, hurt, do positive. You know what I'm saying? It can be a good thing, and it also can be a bad thing. But I think it's very important to talk about this, like I mentioned earlier in the show, and mainly because in today's state of emergency, building unions, building unified fronts, not showing disrespect by hate, by rage, by discrimination is so important. Calling people outside of their, and from a different race, derogatory names, and making fun of children who might come from those ethnic backgrounds with these travel bans and all of these things going on. It is so important that we're mindful of what we say and we're mindful of how people perceive us. And, my best rule of thumb is to pause before you respond. If you pause, think about what you're going to say, and then respond, you 9 times out of 10 won't say anything that's going to hurt somebody's feelings. When you speak off the top of your head out of anger, you're going to speak your truth, and it's going to be difficult, and there's a way to deliver that truth, and it's also important not to humiliate and demean and disrespect people's what they're working for, what they do, and because that's when you disrespect someone by saying something about what they do or their work or their motherhood or their parenting or whatever, it can really, really, really impact your relationship. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about tonight. I mentioned earlier in the show that, of course, JT will be joining us, and he's here. What it do, JT? How you living?
What up?
do you want your theme today? Are you feeling
yes.
a little theme-ish? You are? Okay. All right, let me get you ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Ladies and gentlemen, this weekend is a fantastic weekend for a couple of reasons. It's 1 week that we are closer to the NFL draft. April 27th, all the teams will be picking new players. It's going to be great. I can't wait. Sunday, WrestleMania for all of us wrestling fans. It's going down. Roman Reigns,
yes.
Undertaker. I can't wait. I I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
I can't wait. I will have my chips, dip, cheesesteaks, cookies, cakes, and cream ready for WrestleMania. It's just like the Super Bowl for me. But there's one thing I want to ask, ladies and gentlemen. Huh?
Oh,
I'm sorry?
I was going to say, is it like a pay-per-view thing, or is it on, like, regular TV?
Oh, yeah. No. This is WrestleMania. This is the Super Bowl of wrestling.
Okay.
Great. Now, I want to switch gears here. It's basketball season. It's almost playoffs. And
yeah.
The ongoing debate is who should be the MVP, James Harden or Mr. Russell Westbrook. Now, I don't feel as though this should be a debate at all. Russell Westbrook is the MVP, and I'm going to tell you why.
I agree. Yes.
This man, if he continues to do what he does for the next, 6 games, I believe, his average overall for the season, is going to be a triple-double. Did you hear what I said? His average for the year is going to be a triple-double. There's only one other person in the history of basketball, period, that has ever done that, and that is Oscar Robertson. And you mean to tell me that this is a debate? What?
Yeah.
You know, the only reason James Harden is even in this debate is because he's on a winning team. He has 11 more wins, which is stupid on how MVP candidates, if they're on the winning team, they get more of the votes because they're on the winning team.
Right.
But we're talking about most valuable players. It's Russell Westbrook. It doesn't get any more valuable than averaging a triple-double for the whole season.
And we talked about Harden on the other episode when we talked about how we didn't feel he's worth all the money he makes. Remember that?
Mr. No Defense. I hate watching him. I don't give a damn how good on offense he is. I can't. Right. And you want to make and that's your MVP? No.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook, he's the truth, and he's good. Like, it's been a while to watch, for me anyway, to see a player that comes together on offense, on defense. They're exciting to watch. It's just not straight dunks. It's not straight jealousy. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's just a cool player. You know what I mean? And
there's nothing that he can't do. He's good on offense, defense. He's great. To be that big and that fast is amazing.
Right. And I think, and you also see how his team, they kind of feed off of that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get that watching Harden at all. Like,
I'm going to tell you when I first noticed Russell Westbrook. I first realized how good he was when they was in the finals against the Heat a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah.
He out of the entire finals, including LeBron, he was the guy who stood out the most. And James Harden was on that team.
He was. And
he was at Russell
I didn't even
Westbrook.
pay attention to him.
Yeah. Russell Westbrook was the guy who stood out to me. Man. So, my vote for MVP, Mr. Russell Westbrook.
That's what's up.
I do not
vote I gotta ask
MVP for his choice of clothing, but that's another story.
I gotta ask you, what are your thoughts on the LA move to Vegas? What are your thoughts on the Vegas
Raiders
move?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be weird having a team in Vegas, but
it is
a lot of men with a lot of money in Vegas. Hey, here's what it is.
Hotel prices are going to be so expensive.
Here's the thing. A lot of people say, well, why do they move? There's deeper issues to why teams move. Because if they need a new stadium, Oakland wasn't trying to pay for a new stadium.
Yeah.
So Las Vegas was like, we'll give you some money for a new stadium. Come over here. And now you got the Las Vegas.
Are they going to keep their name?
Yeah. They're still going to be the Raiders. Yeah.
Okay.
They're not changing. They could change completely if they wanted to, but no, they're moving. They're just changing this. Like the Rams went from St. Louis back to LA, but they're still the Rams. Same thing.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be
just
so
like
weird.
Just like San Diego, San Diego wasn't trying to give them money for a new stadium, so they went to LA, where they're going to get a new stadium. So that's the main reason why a lot of teams move like they do. But it is what it is.
Is there I know we talked about this off air, but is there a part or a state that you wish had a football team or a city?
Man, for some reason I think San Antonio needs a football team. I don't know why. I just always felt like they should have one. I mean, Texas is a huge state, so they could have a couple of teams. I mean, they have two. Think about it like this. Texas is the biggest state. Wait, is either Texas or California, one of the two. But Texas is either one or two biggest, but they only got two teams. Look how many teams Florida got. Florida got what? 3?
Yeah,
smaller,
Tampa Bay, Miami,
and Jacksonville, So So why can't Texas have 3 or 4 teams in it? They could, and I think San Antonio should be one. Definitely.
That's what's up. And I have to ask you about our topic, JP, because you always bring some wonderful insight. So when we have these conversations,
I do what I can.
So, tonight's topic is all about, the words you say and how they can hurt you and all of that. So, have you had a situation where people said some jacked up stuff and, it affected you in a crazy way?
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think of an isolated situation where that happened. People say slick stuff all the time. They
do.
They do. And you know what people and here, this is one thing that people do when they're talking to you and they're trying to, let's say you're having a heated discussion with somebody, and then they try to end it, and then they end it with, "You have a good day." That pisses me off.
Oh my gosh.
That aggravates me more than, you know what I'm saying? You have a good day. I'd rather you just say F you, I'll slap the hell out of you.
Right.
That condescending, you have a good day. Oh!
Yes. Yes. And, and I was talking earlier in the show, and, this impacts you because you're a dad of a daughter and a little one. And your daughter's in middle school, right? Almost in high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
She go to high school next year.
Okay. What advice would you give as a dad to those out there who raising children and their kids might say bad things to other kids, or they might hear bad things about them from other kids?
Okay, well, if my kids go out there and say something slick to somebody else, and and somebody slaps the hell out of them, I'm going to say, well, that's what you get. Keep your damn mouth shut.
I like it, yes.
That's the one. Yep. That's number one. But if, me, I'm not words don't bother me like that. And I try to tell my kids that, listen, you're going to go through life, people going to say stuff, and you can't go and fight and punch everybody because they said something to you. When they touch you, that's a different story. But people can say whatever. I'll put it to you like this. I watched it. Did you see the dude, Dave Chappelle?
Yes. I've seen the first episode. I didn't watch the second one.
In the second one, he said the greatest thing. He said he'll go to the KFC owned by the KKK. He like, look, let me get a 2 piece. you want the biscuit, nigger? He was like, well, I thought it came with a biscuit. What's with all the attitude? He could care less that he called him a nigger. I don't want my biscuit. That's how I am. Man, whatever. Man.
Yeah.
Just give me my chicken and my biscuit. Let me get the hell out of here. You know.
Right.
But the average person is gonna be ready to.
Yeah. They're gonna be ready to take it down over that N-word, man.
Right. Listen, somebody said something to me, right? They just said something to me. I'll punch them in the face. I'll break their jaw. Who going to jail? Me. Because I just broke their jaw. They're going to deny that they said anything. But you can't deny that the jaw was broken. And that's logical thinking to me. Like, I'm not going to react off of impulse because somebody called me and said, man, whatever. I got kids. I got responsibilities. I'm not going to let somebody that said something to me, life situation. Nah, that's no. If you spit on me, punch me in the face, that's different. That's a whole nother, playing field that we on. But somebody said something, yo, man, F you, man, you old ugly ass, man, whatever, man. I don't care less.
And too, and you and your wifey, y'all been married for about 6-7 years, right? 7, 6, something like that.
Hold on, 5. It'll be 5.
5 years
in October.
So, and a lot of people like have issues when they argue with their spouse or argue with their girlfriend, and there's some evil ass stuff is said.
Yeah.
Where you might want to shake the shit out of them, but you can't.
Yeah.
How have you dealt with that in your past?
Well, I'm not in the business of coming at my wife reckless like that, because if I'm coming at you that disrespectful, then that's we got to reevaluate what we're doing here, because that doesn't make sense. Why would I say something super hurtful, like I'm some jump off in the street? That's crazy to me. But like, and we having an argument about bill didn't get paid for whatever reason. Why are you calling me, hey, old bitch ass, you old? Wait, what?
Where's that coming from? Right.
Yeah, like that's a whole nother level of like, there you have no respect, things like that. Like you don't respect me or value me as a man or person when you start doing that, and vice versa. A man to the woman, same thing. Like there's no point to it. There's some things that got to be worked out with that.
Yeah, because then it's gonna make you wonder. Like, I know I was in that situation. I'm like, well, how long have you been thinking that shit about me? Like, is this new? You've been festering these feelings. Like, I've been asleep. Like, and I always remember that episode. If y'all seen that Martin comedy special, Run Tell That, when he was telling the joke, when he would wake up, beat the hell up because his wife would beat him up in his sleep. Because he would do some crazy stuff, and he'd wake up, his neck jacked up, his arm jacked up, because the wife is just beating his ass while he sleeps because of the stuff that he does. And it's like, if you got all of this inside of you, are you cussing me out in my sleep? Like, are you looking at me in the bed like, you fucking this, that, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta not sleep with 2 eyes on you. I gotta be like, it's crazy in these streets, JP. It's crazy in these streets. I'm excited, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for football season. I'm ready to see what these playoffs and these brackets and all of this stuff that's going on, and it's gonna be an exciting time.
Yeah, my bracket got destroyed once Villanova lost. Like, North Carolina, I think, is going to take it. So, I mean, I'm riding with North Carolina.
Them Tar Heels. I hear you.
Yeah.
We're going to wait and see. I appreciate it.
Quote,
you know what I'm saying?
The greatest of all time, Michael Jordan, the ceiling is the roof. He said that.
Oh,
In real life.
wait. Before. Oh, I have one more thing to say to you, JT, and you haven't put your point of view out there. I haven't seen you tweet about it yet. But did you see the post, or I think ESPN made an article, and they compared Ray Caruth to our boy, Jesus, take the
Kaepernick?
wheel. Yes. Did you see that article?
Yeah.
That he's
That's
like the
not-
most hated. Like, he's hated just like Ray Caruth. I'm like, how do you compare someone who tried to kill his pregnant wife to someone who kneeled on the national, like, didn't want to acknowledge the national anthem?
That's not even the one that bothered me the most, to be honest. The one that got me was when they say teams aren't picking him up because of his vegan diet. I said, holy hell.
What?
You got to be kidding me.
What?
Because of his, when it's a known fact that there are several NFL players who are vegetarian and or vegan, and they're doing just fine in the NFL. I'm like, so y'all gonna pull the vegan card? That's why y'all not signing them? Really? Okay.
You know, I feel like when you mess with vegans, that's like messing with some animal people. Okay, them vegans, they get real serious about their tofu. Like, they start causing a ruckus like they do if you mess with a squirrel. But do you think he's going to get signed? You think somebody going to pick him up? Or you think his career is like...
To be
over?
honest, I really don't know. I really do not know, because there have been some trash quarterbacks signed.
Yeah.
Listen, the fact that
Before
the
him.
Saints were entertaining Johnny Manziel before him,
Yeah.
it's not. The signs aren't looking too good for him. The fact that Mike Glennon, who was on Tampa Bay, who the Bucs thought was trash, to the point that they signed Jameis Winston to be their franchise, that they gave him, the Bears gave him big money to be their starter over Kaepernick, who was just starting last year, 16 touchdowns on a trash team with no receivers. But what can you say?
Yeah.
So
I just don't
honest,
appreciate them trying to compare him to a murderer. Okay, that's not cool. That's
the word that's being thrown down is Colin Kaepernick being blackballed. Okay, let's explore that real quick. Is he being blackballed? Well, let's look at all the quarterbacks that have been signed before him. Mark Sanchez, Mike Glennon. Okay, that's two backup quarterbacks right there, right?
Right.
Chase Daniels, who was on your team, was just signed. Chase Daniels. Now, I'm not even saying that Kaepernick should be signed. He wants to start, of course. But I'm not even saying that anybody should sign. They should sign him to be a backup, whatever. But there's three quarterbacks who suck, who are signed before Kaepernick.
Yeah.
But he's not being blackballed? Okay. All right. Okay.
He definitely is. Because, I mean, and the crazy thing about it is, and we've talked about this on the show a lot, like, you got rapists, drug users, domestic violence situations, you know what I'm saying? You got all kinds of felons in the NFL actively playing on teams, you know, be it if they start, be it that they're on the roster, whatever. And just because this gentleman decided to stand up for what he believes in, he's being straight up blackballed because of it. And he's doing so many things in the, you know, like he just donated, what, $30 million or something to Meals on Wheels or whatever it was.
I think it was no. He donated 60 tons of food to Somalia, like 50,000 to Meals on Wheels, 60,000 to. No, it was $1 million to Black Lives Matter.
Right.
50K to 50 or 60K to 2 other organizations, Meals on Wheels and one other one. I can't remember. So, I mean, I don't, what the man is doing everything he said he was going to do. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the same guy who they said is un-American. This is the same guy that's helping other countries, helping people in his country, but this is the guy who's un-American, okay? Because now I want to bring something else. Now, he kneeled to bring awareness to police brutality. People said he was wrong for doing it. People said he should protest another way, but none of those people gave him an alternative way to protest. All they would say is, it's wrong, he shouldn't protest that way. Well, which way should he have protested? No, none of those people that said he shouldn't do it, all they could say, well, he should have did it another way. But none of those people were able to give another way. If they could have just said, hey, maybe he should have stand on Capitol Hill, or maybe he should have walked down anything they could have came up with other than nothing.
And you know, and it was retarded. Well, I don't want to say the word retarded, but I'm going to say what's retarded about it, because that's a bad word, and we're talking about words. But what's special about it is, in the history of sports in the United States of America, there has been active protesting, symbolism, you know, from the Olympics to Muhammad Ali to, I mean, in basketball, you know what I'm saying? When was it LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and oh gosh, I can't think of the other dude. What might have been Westbrook when they were at the ESPN awards last year or the year before last, and they gave a whole 7-minute, 10-minute speech on Black Lives Matter and how people need to do better. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's an active thread in the sports world, and people speaking up for what they believe in. You know what I'm saying? Right. Which drives me crazy that he's being targeted as one person who touched on something that was racially driven when it was happening. Like, and he's adopted. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's part black, part white, adopted. You know what I'm saying? Created his own community outreach organization, and it's like, why isn't he picked up? Because there's so many teams out there that need him, that can really use him.
Yeah, so it all comes back to that one word, blackball. So
yeah,
I mean, the facts of the matter is that he brought awareness, his whole agenda. But see, then he even said that if he plays this year, he will stand. And he will stand because what he accomplished what he set out to do was to bring awareness to police brutality. And he did that.
Right.
So, I mean, did he solve it? No, of course not. But was he bringing awareness to it? He did. And he said he would stand. But, no. He disrespected the country. Oh, no.
But don't compare him to Ray Caruth.
People. Yeah, that's man, what can you say?
Right. And for those of y'all don't know who Ray Caruth is, he pretty much tried to get his girlfriend killed by pushing her off the side of the road in the car, and the child was born, the mommy passed away, and grandma is raising the young boy, and he has cerebral palsy, I believe. Yes, yeah. And I think Ray Caruth comes out of prison like next year, 2018 or something like that.
I think he's been in jail. I think he's been in jail for 17 years.
Yeah, something like that. 17 years, and I think he comes out of prison 18. Next year. 2018. But you compare Kaepernick to him, like, that's just absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. But again, blackball is the word that is insane. I hope he gets picked up. And I hope when he gets picked up, he doesn't. You don't know?
I really don't know.
And it's so crazy. Michael Vick had some dog fighting and he got picked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand.
Listen, here. So what does that tell you? Now, as crazy as people are about animals in this country, it tells you, you know, I put it to you like this. I guarantee you nobody else will be kneeling for the flag ever again in the NFL. Guarantee it.
Yeah.
After these players are seeing what's happening to Kaepernick,
yeah. Yeah. It's crazy, man. The NFL is getting on my nerves. It's like a love-hate relationship between the crazy new referee rules that's coming into play and them not picking up Kaepernick and the double standards and all this foolishness. It's just driving me crazy. Everything.
You know, and this is why JT needs to own his own NFL team. This is why.
Let's speak it into existence. Let's do it.
This is why.
We need to try to go fund
I would sign Kaepernick just because.
Right.
Just because.
And you know what's crazy though? I guarantee you that there's players out there who would love to play with him. Like I feel like the players don't even care. Like they're like, look, we just want to win. You want to play.
There's plenty of players that's on social media saying that, you know, this is crazy. This is, you know, he's the
right.
You know. Whatever, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I appreciate you, JT. You continuously bring your wisdom to the show.
I do what I can.
And I you know, I can't wait for your review on WrestleMania next week.
Oh,
I know you're gonna lose your mind like every other wrestling fan across the country.
I can't wait.
And it's crazy because at work on Wednesday, I had like 2 customers come into my bank to wire money to their like grandchildren, you know, account so that they can go to Orlando to go to WrestleMania. So I was like, this is coming up. So Florida's gonna be lit. You should hitchhike down there real quick and get to Florida so you could just be there. That would be so dope.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to WrestleMania before I die. That's happening.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Ladies and gentlemen, JT, bringing the sports world. Follow him on Twitter, JTNYG. Follow him on Periscope, JTNYG. That is he. You know what I'm saying? He's active on social media. We're gonna keep T in prayer because he's not as active as JT is.
We're gonna work on that.
We gonna pray on that. But yeah, we'll be back. I'm gonna go a little old school with this next song, and I'm gonna hit him with some Alexander O'Neal and Sherelle, some Saturday Love. Because
I love that song.
You know. I love it too. I heard it on the radio the other day. I was like, I gotta play that. So that's what we're gonna hit y'all with, and we're gonna come back, and I'm gonna close out the show. We're gonna, you know, I'm gonna give you my final words on the things you say and sticks and stones, and you know, we're gonna build some healthy conversations amongst, you know, people. We'll be back. It's the Missy Experience. JT Smith-Lee.
Been a long time. I never think I was gonna see you again. See, you haven't changed. It's good to see you anyway. Life goes on and people grow out of things that fit before. But Saturday remains the same, and I hope it'll never change. For always and forever, you will be mine. You will be mine. You will be mine. Be mine. Let's sing it together. Never on Sunday, Monday too soon, Tuesday and Wednesday just won't do. Thursday and Friday, weekend begin, but our Saturday love will never
It's the Miss Lee Experience, your girl Miss Lee, bringing it back to the topic. Of course, much love to my co-host JT, hitting us with sports commentary because that's just what he does. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed the topic tonight, and I hope you guys enjoyed the interview with Dr. Heavenly from Bravo's Married to Medicine. It is on demand. Be sure to check that out. And all of the past episodes is actually on the past seasons is on BravoTV.com. So you can go to BravoTV.com, look for Married to Medicine as the shows on the list, and then from there you'll be able to, see season 1, 2, 3, and 4 commercial free, because that's just what it is. Tonight's topic, sticks and stones, and I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary that I had, and I want to share some of my best practices, and I shared one of them already. Before you say something that can hurt someone's feelings, pause and think about what you're going to say. Sometimes if you're in a discussion with someone, you have to just take yourself out of the equation and just listen to what they're saying, and then let that person get it out before you respond. Because the reality of it is we don't know what people are going through. And it might be hard to receive information, and it might be hard to hear what people say. And, we all are learning, and we're all working through this, and myself included, you know what I'm saying? But we have to understand the power of our words and what we say. And relationships are like full-time jobs, be it with your mother, be it with your father, be it with your brother, your sister, your spouse, your friends, your boys, whatever, your coworkers, and you have to get to know them so that you know what to say to them and how to respond to things that they say to you. If you don't invest in the time in getting to know that person, and you throw daggers and you belittle and discredit or throw up stuff that might have happened years ago in the conversation that has nothing to do with it, it can cause more harm than good. Sometimes we need to do some individual soul searching on ourselves and really uncover the root of our own individual problems before we can move forward and rebuild and rekindle relationships. And this kind of came to me a little deeper because I don't know if you guys been watching Braxton Family Values, but I that's one of the reality shows that I do love to watch. And this season just started a couple weeks ago, and the Tony, Tamar, Tawanda, Tracy, and Trina, they go through their arguments as sisters. They go through fights. And in the last episode, they were going through some serious things where, Trina said something that was below the belt, and then Tracy had to jump in and try to mediate it, but she was holding stuff in, and then, Tamar was in her feelings, and then, and the episode ended with Tony coming in trying to, figure out what was going on and where the root of the problem is. And people say things because there's an underlying feeling that they have that they just didn't feel like saying, but we have to learn about the power of the words that we say. And if you're in a discussion and if you're in an argument with someone or you're in a dispute or a disagreement or whatever it is, understand that they're natural. It's going to happen. You're not going to agree all the time with people. You're not. But what you have to understand is not only what you say can cause dramatic effects, but you have to let people heal. And you have to let people go through what they're going through so that they can positively respond the way that they need to respond. Because those words will always be in the back of that person's mind. You might forget about the actions, oh, it is what it is. Oh, they blew up, or oh, they yelled, or oh, they stormed, or oh, they ran around the house, or whatever it is. Oh, yeah, they broke my phone. You might forget about that. You might laugh at it later. But you saying hurtful things, they last a long time. And that's when God comes into play. That's when prayer and your support systems and your friends and those people that are positive that know you, and they can help you be a better person. So I hope you guys enjoy that, yo. You know what I'm saying? I like to give my words of wisdom when I can. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not all about sometimes what you do. It's about what you say. All of that kind of, you need one without the other. Can't have one without the other, I mean. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Be blessed. Don't be stressed. I'm glad I'm sounding a lot better because I swear when the show started, I was feeling like death run over twice. You know what I'm saying? It was a serious situation, and I'm glad, the ibuprofen is kicking in a little bit more right now. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I hope you guys have a beautiful week. I hope you guys say powerful, positive, and prayerful words to someone, and learn to love and appreciate people for who they are, not criticize them for what you want them to be. It's a Justmisslee experience. I'll catch you guys next week.